Hello, I am Diana from vapeonline.com. Today I'm going to be telling you about the Atlantis tank from Aspire. I use this tank on a daily basis, so I know how wonderful it is. Closest thing you can get to a dripper or rebuildable without having to rebuild. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to angle the camera down so you can see better. So this is the box that it comes in. Underneath here there are a couple of extra pieces. You've got a spare piece of glass in case anything happens to the tank that you have. And then there's a spare coil as well as a coil inside the tank. So I'm just going to show you how to fill it. You just unscrew this base here like that. It's a little tight when it's new. So this right here is the coil, and they just screw in and out from the base, just like that. This coil has a lot of wick in it. Down right here, you can see that. So whenever you do fill it, you want to make sure that you, with the new coil, that you load that thing up with some juice. I'm going to be using breakfast at Teleos, the Crunch. This stuff is delicious. He's got a couple of breakfast lines out. This is definitely a good juice. It's about, I believe it's a 70 VG, so it's a little bit thicker. It's also got a lot of sugar in it, so you can see that it's pretty thick. But for the coil, I'm just going to load that guy up there, and I'll show you. And don't be afraid to definitely put some juice in there, because it'll burn right off. These coils burn very hot. It's a sub-ohm coil, so it runs at a 0.5 ohm. And I even get like all the little sides there, just to make sure that I'm definitely getting it wet. That. Put a little bit more in there. I put almost an entire dropper full. That. So while that's sitting, fill up the tank. You just fill it around that middle hole there. Just going to drip it down the side. And this tank holds 2 mils of juice, which isn't a lot. But the amount of vapor and flavor you get out of this tank is pretty amazing. So it's worth it. And then in another video we'll show you they came out with a replacement tank. It's actually, I believe it holds 5 mils of juice. So you can use that instead of this with the base. And that way you can hold more juice and still get the same vape out of it. So I'm just going to screw this guy back in. Make sure your coil's in there nice and tight into the base. So just screw that guy in there. Like that. And then this ring right here, you can move around. You can change the airflow. So the more open the airflow is, you're going to have a cooler vape. You tend to get a little bit more vapor production out of it. I prefer mine actually to be a little bit smaller than that, about the second to the smallest, this one right there. I just like the pull of it. It's my personally what I like, but great thing about an airflow adjustment on a tank is that you can, have it where you like it. And then I'll show you how it vapes. One sec, let me grab my mod. Alright. So no matter what you're using, you want to be a little gentle at first. These coils are very sensitive. So do a couple of tester trials with it. Make sure that that coil is nice and juiced up, so you don't burn out the coil right away. If you have a device that you can adjust, make sure that you're turning it down low and then work your way up. I've got my battery set to the lowest, so I'll show you. It was a really good flavor. Yeah, so this juice that I'm using, the Crunch, it's like Captain Crunch berries and marshmallow mixed. It is delicious. It's very sweet. If you like sweeter flavors, if you like cereal flavors, this is going to be along the, lines that you'll like. He's got another one that he just came out with. It's called the Milk, which is like a Fruity Pebbles milk and brown sugar. That one's also very sweet. I mean, either of these I could vape all day easy. But yeah, this coil is tasting pretty good. As you can see, the vapor production is really great, and that's only at 15 watts. The coils in here are built to run around 30 watts, 35 watts is probably the max you could take it. I like to keep mine low. I don't like a really warm vape. I just like getting the flavor. Again, why I keep the airflow a little bit lower, but I'll show you I'll max out the airflow so you can kind of see the difference. I pull a little bit slower. A little bit cooler. Yeah. So that is the Aspire Atlantis tank. I've got a couple of these. I absolutely love them. I would suggest them to anybody that wants the flavor and the vapor production, doesn't feel like rebuilding all the time. This is the tank to go with. But you will need a device that can run a sub-ohm coil. So, and you can find these at thevapevineonline.com. And thank you so much for watching.